Queen Charge Lalo is one of the toughest armies in the game, but if you can master it, there is not a single base in this game that you won't be able to triple from Town Hall 9 to Town Hall 14. So today, I'm going to give you the best guide you've ever seen on this army. Hey guys, Hooked here, and today we're going to be going through the Ultimate Queen Charge Lalo guide. Now the first thing obviously to start with is the actual army composition. Now this is the army composition I run in Legends League. I'm pretty high up there at the moment, but all pros kind of bring their own comp. Some people bring baby dragons, some people bring way less balloons and maybe more minions. I'm actually going to get as many of the pros army links as possible and put them down in the description below, and you can pick which pro you would like to replicate. But what almost every pro has in common at the moment is they are not bringing the BuMm CC. So everything in today's video will be centered around the Dragon Rider Loon CC. Now, if you want a BuMm CC guide, maybe I can do that in the future, but there's just not many people using the BuMm at the moment. The Dragon Rider is absolutely meta. Like we did with the Blizzard Lalo guide, with the Queen Charge Lalo guide here today, we're going to break down the army on every style of base you could run into. So we're going to start off with rings, then move on to teasers, boxes, and lastly, diamond bases. And hopefully by the end of the video, you feel like you can take on every single one of these bases in Legends League. Now, when it comes to ring bases, the recipe is pretty simple. Get this Town Hall down at all costs. Now, obviously, much easier said than done. But if you know what you're doing, you can take down every single ring base. And I think the best method I can tell you for taking down a ring base is essentially what you're going to do. You're going to come in and Queen Charge on a side. Now, if you haven't watched the basic Queen Charge Lalo guide, please go and watch that now. You need to have got all of that pre-reading and to understand what we're talking about here. Basically, you need to pick a side. Now, when I attack this base, I pick this side here, and I can tell you why. You get an easy CC pull. So the earlier you deal with the CC, generally the better, and that applies to every single base, because I don't want to deal with the CC in the core of the base when my queen is under the most damage. So I like that coming from this side for that. B, my funnels are really easy to notice, and like I said before, the funnels are the most important part of queen charging a ring base. And when I look at this, I look at the bottom side here. So the bottom side, I have to funnel this, and all I see is insane flame flinger value, because out of all of these defenses in sort of this area here, there is no Expo and there is no Mortar. Those are the only two defenses that can outrange a flame flinger. And if there's none of them there, then your flame flinger has free real estate and can set this entire funnel by itself. So that's a really good sign for us. So we can already count off this entire funnel for the flame flinger. And then obviously the king and the RC can kind of always funnel the other side that the flame flinger can't. Because obviously if we send the flame flinger up here, we could do it, because we could just tank this mortar if we wanted with a hog or a barbarian that I bring in my army comp. But obviously much better over here. So we just use the king and the RC on the side that the flame flinger can't. And if the king and the RC get all the value up the top that we need them, so they'll get like this, the flame flinger will get like this, then our queen basically has no choice but to go into this Town Hall comp. And that's the best way I can tell you to take down ring bases. Flame flinger one side, king and RC the other, and queen charge through the middle. Now, hopefully, I can show you it live in action here. Okay, so when you can start with your flame flinger, I would always recommend that, just because a lot of the time the flame flinger baits are right at the start, and if I start my queen then my flame flinger and I don't look at my flame flinger for a while, then it's likely going to be in a lot of trouble if it runs into a bait. So I put the barb down first, just to traverse the area for any sort of traps. Flame flinger is fine for the moment. Let's start our queen. Now, I'm starting my queen on the bottom here because we want her to go up and in. We're going to wall break on this wizard tower here. I delay the healers as much as possible. Flame Flinger's going okay. I'm going to put another loon for it there, just to look for Teslas. We have that Coco Balloon pulls most of the CC, and the Super Wall Breaker, sorry, clears the rest. Now, I'm going to start thinking about my funnel, because I still do need to funnel the top side here. We delay the poison a fair bit there. So we wall break there, because we don't need all 4 wall breakers to get to the town hall here. I have figured that out already. Wizard's doing a great job. And now's the time to start my king. Now, why didn't I start my king and RC earlier? Because you don't want the king and RC to fight the enemy CC. Because, well, my queen's the best equipped to deal with that. And the defensive CC really limits the amount of value the RC can get. Because look at how much value they're getting on the top side. I bring the Headhunter in to deal with the enemy king. My wizard's still up. The Flame Flinger's still chilling. I pop my king. Lots going on at the moment. My Headhunter just took out the defensive king and the defensive queen. And look at this. So obviously I can't wall break this next layer. But because we've done such a good job funneling, look what's going to happen here. My RC ability goes off. Unfortunately, she doesn't get rid of the scatter. But that is absolutely fine. And look at it. The queen is on the town hall now. And she is absolutely chilling. Our Flame Flinger is about to pop. So we're starting the Lalo. We get a nice spread of balloons. I'm going to freeze the eagle. That's actually a perfect freeze. Nicely done. We get more. We're going to get some loons to get rid of this wizard tower. Because if I get that wizard tower down, all these loons have to path perfectly across the middle. And look at this. This is so wrecked. This is so wrecked. We're going to swag our Warden ability here. Absolutely crushed. Now, obviously, I didn't make it look that easy. You're going to be doing a lot at once. It's really hard to talk about, actually. But we set a perfect funnel for the queen. The Flame Flinger was awesome. The king and RC were awesome. And we looked after our queen, saved her ability for as late as possible. And we got ourselves a really easy 40 cups. Let's move on to teaser bases now. Teaser bases are absolutely gross, but they're pretty nice for queen charge attacks if you can charge the town hall. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but if you can pull off the town hall charge, then the rest of the base is really easy. Because if you break down the anti-Lalo targets on this base, and you cut this base straight down the middle, there's no anti-Lalo targets aside from the eagle on the back end here, whereas on this side, there is everything. So what I'm going to encourage you to do, obviously, queen charge the town hall, but for your funnel on the other side of the town hall, use your king, use your RC, and if necessary, feel free to use a ground warden with these 2 heroes. It sounds crazy, but if you can clear, particularly on this base here, but if you can clear the entire teaser area of the base, you don't need your Grand Warden with the Lalo on the back end. The Lalo will absolutely slap. So that's one of the first things I want you to look at for teaser bases. Where are all the anti-Lalo targets? And if they're on the town hall side of the base, figure out a way to charge the town hall. We talked about this exact base in the basic queen charge video. So we're going to do that exact same charge here. But instead, I'm going to show you how I'm going to use the king, RC, and the ground warden. Okay, so you kind of know exactly what charge we're going to do here. Wall break like that. Coco Loom before our healers. But that's as much to tank the single as anything. Same with the timing of that wall break there. We're going to have to rage early. The queen's under a lot of damage. I'm going to get rid of this builder hut as well. Now I'm going to do a deliberately timed Coco Loon, because look at it, it's going to tank the single as it comes out of the freeze. Nice timing for us. I don't know what that enemy RC is doing. Oh my lord. It's never fun when queens go chasing heroes. Anyway. Oof, this could get a bit ugly. Now, charge is going okay at the moment, but it's all about the timing of when you put your king, RC, and ground warden down. Now, we're going to put our warden on ground right here. Obviously, we got to rage because double sweepers never fun. So, what I'm going to do, gonna wait for the queen to deal with the CC, because you don't really want the king, RC, and the warden dealing with the CC. There's no need, right? It's just going to minimize their value. Unfortunately, we haven't got rid of a single sweeper yet. But that's okay. All in due time. So what we're going to do... come in from the bottom here. Just make sure that Warden is on ground. I'm going to double wall break exactly here, because look, one will blow up that wall, one blows up the next wall, and now we have a path for our king to basically gut out the entire base here. So we pop the king's ability, then you pop the Warden, and just look at how much of the base they're going to get rid of. Now, as that's going, we've got the tanking for the Lalo, so we're going to make advantage of it. My Queen ability has popped. My RC ability hasn't, though. And we're just going to Lalo slowly around. My RC ability has definitely popped now. But that's okay. It kind of looks like it's going bad at this point, but it's not. It's not at all. We've just got so much still up with the Stone Slammer. This actually wasn't the cleanest hit I've ever done on this base. Generally, it goes a bit nicer. But look at the value that the King and the Ground Warden got. They gutted the entire core of the base, and it just helped our Queen. It took a lot of damage off her. RC particular was really nice. I should probably put down my cleanup. That would be a good idea. But hopefully this hit here gave you an idea of what to do. Now, in terms of where you put the King and RC, it's up to you. So if my Queen had walked this way, I would have put my King, RC, Warden here. But because she walked up, we put them straight through the core of the base, and this base was absolutely trashed in the end. Okay, because the concept in the last attack on the teaser base was so new, I figured I'd give you guys another one just so that I could convince you. And this is a much more toxic teaser base. I'm sure you guys can all agree with that, particularly because of this single. Because of where the single is, when my Queen is dealing with it, because we're going to Queen charge the Town Hall, obviously. When my Queen pulls that CC, she's going to be in single Inferno range, which is obviously the worst thing, because you're going to burn through freeze spells dealing with the defensive CC Lava Hound. Now, Queen coming in like this. I do know my Queen's going to step in quite nicely here. It doesn't look like it, but when you've hit plenty of Legends League bases, you get to kind of understand. Now, to mitigate this defensive CC being much more of a pain with the single, we're actually going to start our King and our RC a bit earlier here. You'll see why in a second. So there's that. I just want to make sure my Queen doesn't go down here. And here we go. I'm going to wall break that junction. And look at this. So our Queen's about to get in single range, but that's fine. We get that perfect Warden ability. Now, unfortunately, the Hound doesn't go to the Queen. I prefer the Hound on the Queen because, obviously, as we've talked about a few times, the RC on the Hound is often bad news because she's just going to be stuck on that forever. And the Hound's following the King, which is doubly bad. But, as you can tell, all of our heroes are still alive. Now, the Eagle is raining down shots, but that's okay. The Eagle hasn't really targeted the RC or the Queen at this stage. Now, this is all about the RC here. Now, whilst she's doing her things in the core, we're going to start the Slammer like that. And look at this. She's going to clear the entire core of the base. Absolutely amazing. I just saw that. And we're just going to overwhelm the base now. Look at that. The back end of this base was definitely way more toxic with these two multi-infernos. We wouldn't have been able to lull it without a Warden if both the multis were up. But the RC with the Rage is just so strong. Warden's going to tank for this King now, so that's nice. We've still got so many spells. Oh my lord. Hooks, you troll! Oh my. Anyway, ignoring me just being an absolute clown, this is completely wrecked. Still hanging on to all these spells. We'll use them. Why not? But yeah, that hit right there probably shows the power even more of the King, RC, and Warden just taking out the entire core of the base, making the rest of the attack, and particularly your Queen charge, as easy as possible. Box bases. Everyone's favorite base to build, no one's favorite base to attack. They present a very unique challenge though for Queen Charge Lalo, because there's really two different types of box bases at the moment. There's this one where there's no value by the Town Hall and therefore there's no point in charging the Town Hall. And there's this one where there's an insane amount of value by the Town Hall, and so much so that it's not worth charging it. So that basically leaves us in a bit of a bind. Really, you shouldn't be charging the Town Hall generally on box bases. There is a few specific layouts where it's worth it, but generally I am not charging the Town Hall. So what is my best advice for you on box bases? Abuse the Flame Flinger. Flame Flingers are ridiculously OP on box bases, especially when you don't charge the Town Hall, because it can help push your queen into the core. Because obviously, if you're going to try and charge into the core of this base, like we said, you're generally going to come in on a side, which is this, or this. Obviously, two of them are symmetrical. And the best ways to supplement it is if you're charging a scatter shot, if you can, have a Flame Flinger clear this entire top side, because then you don't have to worry about the funnel up there and the queen can get an easy wall break into the core. Or if you're charging the back end like this, you can either use a Flame Flinger to take out the Scattershot comp, or to be honest, what you'll see a lot of people do is use a log launcher to open up the whole base. The only problem with the log launcher, in my opinion, is generally when people use it, they'll also use a ground warden. And when you're not getting that Town Hall with the ground warden, it is quite risky. If you can execute it, do it. But like I said, I would always try and prioritize using the Flame Flinger on a box base, whether it be for the back end over here when you're charging a scatter comp, or the inverse when you're charging the back end, and then you can Flame Flinger a scatter comp, because then the queen guts the entire core of the base either way, and the Lalo has it easy from there. Okay, so what better way to prove my point than doing it live for you all? Now, when looking at this base, I'm actually going to charge into the scatter comp, and the reason for that is a Flame Flinger on the top side here looks really, really good, whereas if we charge this multi, I can't really Flame Flinger this scatter because the defensive queen is going to shoot my Flame Flinger before my queen kills the queen. If my queen was going to kill first, then that might be okay, but because that's not the case, we're going to charge like this. To be fair, this charge is still really strong. So the Flame Flinger on the top side, always good that the ground bow locks onto our queen, because that means it's not locking onto the Flame Flinger. Nice wall break there. Queen deals with the enemy queen just. Now look at this, by the way. You've got to watch out for these. People are putting Teslas inside these comps like here, because they know people put Flame Flingers at the top, and they're trying to basically catch you out. Look at that. We get that final Tesla, and now we are chilling. Now, I haven't said really what you do with your king yet. There it is. I don't think we got both headhunters. Generally, I'm just using my king to funnel the queen on charges like this. Doesn't seem like he's getting a lot of value, and he's not. But A, some of the time he can get the Town Hall from here. But B, he's just making sure your queen goes into the core, and there's no problem with that. So we wall break there. Do we get a lucky? Oh my god. The super wall break is insane. Absolutely insane. Now, I could probably get my king to take the Town Hall down here. I probably could, but I don't think that's really the point of this, because I actually want to show you how easy it can be to Lalo through the Town Hall if you know what you're doing. So hopefully, that's not where I wanted the wall break to go. I want it to go to the core. Oh well. Hopefully the king can die here. Anyways, when you're Laloing through the Town Hall, the first thing you've got to look at is the air defense your hound's going to target. Because what you're going to do, you're going to make sure that the hound goes straight over the Town Hall. I'm also going to freeze the single leg. And the reason you do that is exactly what you saw just there. You pull the NATO that's almost always behind the Town Hall, and then you haste your loons off, and away we go. Flame Flinger did huge work on the top side. Look at this, by the way. It doesn't look like this base is wrecked, but this base is in a lot of trouble. We're still hanging on to all of our headhunters. Our RC's still alive. Our queen's still alive. This is completely trashed. And look, it's all because of this Flame Flinger. It looks like it's all because of the charge and the Lalo. And, you know, maybe I made it look easier than it really is. But that Flame Flinger set such an insane funnel for our queen that she had to gut the core. The king had nothing to do. And as long as you can catch that tornado that's behind the Town Hall almost every single time on every base, then Laloing through the Town Hall is really quite doable. But you need to make sure you can send your Hound over the Town Hall. There's some box spaces where you can't, and you just got to get a little bit creative. But yeah, we're going to swag that that invis, and I'm going to show you another box space. Okay, so this is another old school box space. Very, very toxic. Now, obviously, if we wanted to charge the scatter shot like this and flame flinger down here, you can't really send the flame flinger into 4 heroes. It's just not going to work out. We could try and charge like this and flame flinger this way. You probably just have to take this mortar out. You'd still get good value, but I think this is the exact sort of base where you bring out the log launcher, and there's a few reasons for that. One, your log launcher is going to get insane value because it's going to open up all these walls for your queen. And on top of that, the Town Hall's not that hard to Lalo, so you can afford to use a ground warden. And rather than just theorize about it, let's get straight into it here, and let's see if I can show you how the log launcher is done. I actually haven't hit this base yet. Guess we're going to find out how good I really am. So we start the queen. I'm going to double sneaky gob. Obviously trying to delay the healers as much as possible, but it's not really necessary here as much. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to put our warden on ground. Early rage because our queen is about to fight multiple heroes. And what we're going to do, something like this. So I like to put my warden with the king and the RC, and then we have the log launcher come in with the queen. You'll see some people do it differently. And then you wall break for the king again. And look at that. He is still absolutely chilling. And look at it. I deliberately got the log launcher to hit this entire line of walls. Don't just send the log launcher straight through the middle. It's not the best way. RC, get your ability off. Oh, she did. Good on her. And look at this. So much of the base is gone already. Unfortunately, our queen didn't deal with the CC. I much would have preferred that. And we didn't get that scatter on the top side. That's actually really bad. But let's see if we can somehow recover this. I'm really hoping my queen takes her time and doesn't get into single range just in time for the CC. That's really poor timing for us there. We get another freeze in, but all we have to do is save one freeze and one freeze really for the Town Hall. And look at this, the queen's gotten rid of most of the base, so we're going to send the hound across. Queen can actually reach the Town Hall. That's kind of insane. She's not going to take it down though, apparently. She's just not interested. We invis. And look at that. We took down the entire base there. Now, even if my queen hadn't have got the Town Hall, we were still going to get this. I had a haste for my Lalo if necessary. But yeah, it's just all about being seriously patient. I don't love this approach. Personally, it's just not my cup of tea because it is so risky. You're going to get a lot of 1-stars doing this, but you're also going to get a lot of triples. In saying that, I might fail this. Did I really just fail that? No way. Surely not, right? Oh, this is way too close. I know this is just meant to be a guide, but I'm on the edge of my seat here. I have no idea if I'm getting this or not. Oh, easy. Easy triple. That's how you take down box spaces. Diamond bases are absolutely no fun. They're my least favorite style of base personally, and it is for a few reasons. One of the reasons is it's really hard to charge the Town Hall a lot because almost every single diamond base has this CC and single set up, which just makes it really hard to not spend a million spells charging only the Town Hall, because as you can tell, the value is spread throughout the base in terms of Lalo targets. So generally, the best crack I can give you to take down all diamond bases includes the Ground Warden Hero Kill Squad log launcher attack, kind of like we just saw on the box base then. So what do? Well, you come in on a side, whether it be this side or this side generally, and you're gonna either use the log launcher with the queen to get her further through the base. So if we were coming through the bottom here, we would use the log launcher kind of like that to go straight for the town hall. Or what I do on this base, and what you'll see a lot of people do, is they use the log launcher straight through the middle to get rid of these targets that the queen is not going to target. But because they use the log launcher over there, they have to tank for it. So what they'll do is they'll do the king, RC, and ground warden through here to tank for the log launcher whilst it sneaks in behind and gets rid of the core. Now, you can do either of these log launchers that I've labeled here. It's just dependent on the base, but this is generally the best way of taking down diamonds because there's often not a whole lot left to Lalo once it all is said and done. And as long as you can Lalo this, obviously you don't have an air warden, but if you have a freeze and a rage, that is often enough. And thankfully, I actually ran into this base in Legends League today. I can't quite believe it, but I did run into this base in Legends League today, and I figured I'd show you all a replay. Obviously, we've done live attacks for the rest of them, but this one I can talk in a bit more depth because Diamond's a bit more confusing. Now, obviously, we did queen charge this side. That's because my queen can reach the Grand Warden on this base. So much better to charge the side where she can reach it rather than if we charge this way, the Grand Warden will be able to shoot my queen for maybe 1 or 2 tiles and she can't shoot back. Plus, it's always a really good building to get down early. So queen beat a wall for a second, but she was always going to walk up. So I will break this wizard tower here at the last possible second. We're going to funnel our queen up the top because my job for her is for her to go in and get basically all of that. But, as we talked about, she can't reach this multi. Now, I send a few loons up the top to get rid of that arch tower. Just sets a really nice funnel. Then I put a rage on my queen, and I know she's safe. So I'm going to focus on the other part of my attack now, and that's something I would recommend to you all. If you're trying to multitask, and, you know, you're going to look away from your queen for a while, put down a rage spell. Absolutely worth it. That was a swag freeze, unfortunately. I only just looked back at it. But look at this. Our king and RC kind of avoided the eagle for a second there, but they were never going to go to that multi, and that's the power of this log launcher, because look what it does. We get the warden ability with all of our king's barbs and the RC. Now, unfortunately, they are fighting the defensive CC, which, as we've said all day, is never a good thing, but with the nice poison there and the warden protection, the RC is going to do a pretty good job here. And look at this Dragon Rider. Gets rid of the core multi, and this base has been absolutely gutted. And then the warden snipes the other scatter, and this is the power of this approach. Now, you have to execute this, because if you don't, well, pretty simple, you're going to 1-star a lot. But, as you can tell, it worked really nicely here for us. We have so many spells up. We still get our warden up. Now, one of the things I'd recommend with this is be prepared to use a few flanking wounds around the base. Just be looking around to see which defenses you can pick off. I was willing to put my queen's ability there. We freeze the town hall. We rage. We freeze again just in case we needed to. Single is on our queen, but we've still got an invis for her that I'm going to use at the last possible second for some reason. I don't know why I did that, but this is absolutely crushed. Now, this approach to diamond bases is pretty foolproof, but you will 1-star a few times. But, I mean, as long as you're learning from every time you make a mistake doing a 1-star, that is the most important thing. Now, this is also a really common diamond. We're not actually going to attack this here. I'm just going to talk about the slight difference that we would do on this plan. So, as we talked about in the basic guide, because we did hit this base, you queen charge up and go in. But on this one, right, our queen has a fighting chance to get to the town hall. So when I hit this, I personally do use the log launcher with the queen, because yes, we could use the log launcher to get this multi, but if we send the king, RC, and warden through this compartment, I'm pretty confident they get the multi anyway. So I just wanted to show you that you don't always have to use the log launcher right on the corner. Really, the log launch is the biggest change when you do this approach to diamond bases. Some of the time use it with your queen, some of the time use it with your ground hero push. Just whatever makes the most sense for the base. But that's actually going to be it for this guide. I tried to keep it as simple as possible. Obviously, there's a million things you can talk about with this army, and there's so much knowledge that I still have, but I just can't condense it into a video that's less than 30 minutes for you all. So if you've got any questions, please ask them down below, or come to my Discord server that is in the links down below. Tag me and ask a question there, and me and our awesome community are always welcome to respond to your questions. But that's it from me. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts on it below. If you liked it, I would appreciate a subscription. But until next time, have a nice day, and hopefully I'll see you soon.